Hello, welcome back to the techyned vlog, and thank you so much for all the subscriptions. And we want to encourage most of us that are also tuning in today to also subscribe, like, comment, and share is a way of encouraging us to do more. And yes, we are still in the business of supporting Scrum Masters, business analysts, project managers become better practitioners in the field or even prepare for their exams. So today we are going into 200 Agile Scrum Glossaries. So we've done that of project management, we've done that of business analysis, and today we want to face Agile Scrum. So how we're going to do it is we're going to look at the definition, we're going to look at the reason why we're having this, and also an example. Okay. So starting with the first one, which is Agile, this is a flexible approach to project management focused on collaboration, feedback, and fast delivery. So it helps teams adapt quickly to change and deliver value faster. And a good example is a software team releases updates every 2 weeks instead of once a year. Scrum, an agile framework that organizes work into small, focused cycles called sprints. So it promotes teamwork, accountability, and consistent progress. And a good example is a product team plans and delivers new features in 2 weeks sprint. Sprint, a time box period, usually some like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, where the team completes planned work. So keeps projects structured and progress visible. The team uses a 2 week sprint to improve login page. Product backlog, a prioritized list of all features, fixes, and ideas for a product. It serves as a single source of truth for what to build next. So a good example is add DAX mode, screen mode, and improve search speed are in the backlog. Sprint backlog, a smaller list of items chosen from the product backlog for current sprint. So it helps the team focus only on what's achievable during the sprint. So a good example is the sprint backlog includes 3 user stories and one bug fix. So user story, a short description of a feature from the user's perspective, and it keeps work focused on user needs instead of technical details. So a good example is, as a user, I want to reset my password so I can log in anytime. Product owner, the person responsible for defining the product vision and prioritizing backlog items. So he or she ensures the team builds what delivers the most customer value. So the product owner decides that improving mobile performance is top priority for him or her at that moment, for that sprint. So the Scrum Master, a facilitator who supports the team and ensures Scrum practices are followed. And also the reason for this, it removes, he or she removes roadblocks, or supposed to remove roadblocks, and keeps the team focused on goals. And a good example is the Scrum Master helps resolve a dependency that's blocking development team, the group that designs, builds, and tests product increments during sprints. So also it development team delivers working features every sprint. Okay, so a good example is developers, designers, and testers work together on a new features. Stakeholder, anyone with an interest in the project or product outcome or even impacted. Okay, their feedback shapes what the team builds. And also, for example, is your customers, managers, and investors reviewing sprint demos. Daily scrum or stand up, a short daily meeting, usually 15 minutes, for the team to sync up, encourages communication and early problem solving. So, for example, each member shares what they did, what they would do, and also if they are blocked. So sprint planning, a meeting where the team decide what work to complete in the next sprint, ensures everyone understands sprint goals and workload. The team selects 5 stories to complete in the upcoming 2 week sprint. Sprint review, a meeting held at the end of the sprint to show completed work to stakeholders, promotes feedback, transparency, and collaboration. The team demonstrates the new shopping cart feature to users. Sprint retrospective, a meeting after each sprint to discuss improvements for the next one. It encourages continuous improvement and team growth. So the team agrees to communicate blockers earlier next sprint. Increment a usable working version of the product delivered after each sprint, so shows real progress and delivers value frequently. So after the sprint, users can upload profile pictures. Epic, a large body of work that can be divided into smaller user stories, helps manage complex features more effectively. User account management is an epic containing login and signed up stories. Story point, unit used to estimate the effort required for a user story. It helps predict how much work can be completed per sprint. A simple story might be 3 points, a complex one, 8 points. So, velocity, the average number of story points a team completes per sprint. So, helps plan future sprints based on real data. The team velocity is 30 points per sprint. Burndown chart, a graph showing remaining work against time during a sprint, tracks progress and highlights if the team is on schedule or not. The chart shows 60% of tasks completed by day 7. Burn-up chart, a graph showing completed work over time highlights progress toward the overall goal. The burn-up chart shows that 80% of the backlog is done. Definition of done, DOD, a shared checklist. It's not a checklist, a shared, let's say, okay, let's say, a sh- item, a list of items that defines when work is truly complete. So ensures consistent quality and no hidden work. For example, you in the Scrum team, you agree that okay, when we reach this milestone or when we've done this, we've reached our definition of done when it comes to this item. Okay, and that's why I actually like to avoid calling it a checklist. So example is code review, tested and deployed must all be met. Acceptance criteria, conditions a story must meet to be accepted as complete. So clarifies exceptions between the team and product owner. Password must be at least 8 characters is one acceptance criteria or acceptance rule. Sprint review or sprint goal, a short statement that defines the sprint's main objective, gives the team focus and purpose during the sprint, enable customers to track their orders online. Time boxing, setting a fixed amount of time for an activity, encourages focus and prevents endless discussion. The team limits retrospective to 60 minutes. Kanban, a visual method of managing workflow using cards and columns, is a kind of agile way of managing product. Reason improves transparency and highlights bottlenecks. Tasks move across columns to do, doing, and done. Kanban board, a visual board showing work status using cards and columns, makes it easy to see progress at a glance. So the board shows 3 tasks in progress and 2 completed. Work in progress, the number of tasks being worked on at the same time. Limiting work in progress prevents multitasking and delays. The team caps work in progress at 3 active stories. Minimum viable product, the simplest version of a product that delivers value to users. So you hear developers or the Scrum team ask the product owner, okay, what would be the minimum viable product for this sprint, okay, or for this work item? Reason, allows testing ideas quickly before full investment. Example, launching a basic app with only sign up and profile features. Release a version of the product made available to users, delivers new features or improvements to customers. Version 2.0 adds notifications and bug fixes. Product roadmap, a visual plan showing upcoming features and goals over time, aligns teams and stakeholders around team long-term direction. So the roadmap includes Q1 features and Q2 improvement. Cross-functional team, a team with all skills needed to deliver a product increment, reduces handouts and improves collaboration. Developers, testers, and designers working together. Self-organizing team, a team that manages its own work and responsibilities, promotes ownership, creativity, and accountability. The team decides how to split and complete sprint tasks. Continuous integration, CI, regularly merging code changes into a shared repository. Times you hear developers call it repo. Reason catches issues early and improves code stability. Developers integrate code daily to avoid conflict. Continuous delivery. CD, automating software release to deliver updates quickly, speeds up delivery and reduces deployment risk. New features are automatically deployed after testing. Impediment, anything that slows down or blocks the team's progress. Removing impediments keeps productivity high. A broken testing server delayed code reviews. 7, leadership. A leadership style focuses on serving and empowering others, so builds trust and helps teams reach their full potential. The Scrum Master removes obstacles instead of giving orders. Transparency, making information visible and accessible to everyone, so builds trust and helps teams make better decisions. The sprint board is open for everyone to see progress. Inspection, regularly reviewing work and progress, detects problems early before they grow. Reviewing sprint progress in daily scrums. Adaptation, adjusting plans or processes based on new insights, ensures the team stays aligned with changing needs, changing priorities after customer feedback. Empiricism, making decisions based on observation and experience. That is what you've seen. Encourages learning through real results instead of theory. Adjusting sprint goals based on performance data. Incremental delivery, delivering the product in small, usable parts. So provides continuous value and early feedback. So releasing new app features one at a time. Iterative development, building, testing, and improving in repeated cycles. Encourages experimentation and improvement, refining a future across multiple sprints. Customer feedback, input from users about the product, performance, or value, guides improvement and ensures relevance. Users suggest adding deck mode after release. Product vision, a clear description of the long-term purpose of the product, aligns everyone around a common goal, empower small businesses to manage sales easily. Product goal, the longer term objective the team aims to achieve, provides direction beyond individual sprints, reduce user churn by 20% this year. Product life cycle, the storage a product goes through from a concept to requirement, health plan, development, and maintenance. So, for example, idea, development, launch, growth, sunset. Technical debt, the cost of rework caused by weak or poor code decisions. Managing it keeps future development smooth. Skipping tests now leads to bug later. Refactoring, improving existing code without changing its behavior. So keeps the code base clean and maintainable, simplifying complex code for better readability. Spike, a short time box investigation to research a solution, reduces uncertainty before implementing a feature, testing a new API before integrating it fully. Backlog refinement, ongoing process of reviewing and updating backlog items, keeps work items clear, prioritized, and ready for sprint. The team updates estimate and acceptance criteria weekly. Definition of done. You are a checklist that ensures we're still calling it checklist. I'm sorry, items or various events or list of stops items that ensure the user stories are clear and ready to start. So prevent confusion and wasted time during the sprint. Each story has clear acceptance criteria and estimates before planning. Agile Manifesto, a document that defines the core values and principles of Agile, serves as the foundation for all Agile practices. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools is one core value. Agile principles, 12 guiding ideas that shape how Agile teams work. So I suggest you read this up. So promote collaboration, adaptability, and customer satisfaction. Oh, my voice is going. Deliver working software frequently is one key principle. Empirical process control, a method that relies on transparency, inspection, and adaptation, encourages learning from real results instead of assumptions. Team adjusts their sprint backlog based on feedback after each review. Agile coach, a mentor who helps teams and organizations embrace agile practices, guides culture change, and continuous improvement. The coach helps a new team adopt Scrum effectively. Scrum team is a small cross-functional group that delivers product increment, combines skills and accountability in one focus unit. A Scrum team includes a product owner, Scrum Master, and developers or development team. Developers, team members who design, build, test, and deliver increment, turn ideas into working product features. Developers code and test the new login feature. Scrum artifact, the key items that represent work and transparency in Scrum, ensure clarity about what's being done and why. Product backlog, you have the product backlog, sprint backlog, and increment. Scrum event, time box meetings that keep Scrum structured and consistent, promote communication, alignment, and focus. So you have the sprint planning, daily Scrum, review, and retrospective. Agile framework, a structured way to apply agile values and principles, provide teams with tools and structure for agility. Scrum, Kanban, stream programming on our frameworks. Kanban flow, the movement of tasks through stages on a Kanban board improves visibility and identifies bottlenecks early. A card moves from to do into progress and then to done. Work agreement, a shared set of expectations for how the team will collaborate, builds trust, and defines team norms. The team agrees to start stand-ups at 10 a.m. daily. Product increment review, an inspection of the product increment at sprint's end, encourages transparency and stakeholder feedback. The team demonstrates the new dashboard to users. Continuous improvement and ongoing effort to make progress and products processes and products better helps teams stay competitive and efficient. After each sprint, the team implements one improvement idea. Agile transformation, shifting an organization from traditional to agile ways of working improves flexibility, collaboration, and delivery speed. A company replaces long term project plans with shorter sprints. Lean thinking, a mindset focused on eliminating waste and maximizing value, helps teams deliver faster with fewer resources, automating repetitive tasks to save time and effort. Waste. Any activity that doesn't add value to the customer, reducing the waste increases efficiency and quality. Long approval process that delay delivery flow, a steady movement of work from start to finish without delay, keeps the team productive and work predictable. Tasks move smoothly through workflow with no bottlenecks. Value stream, all the steps that deliver value to a customer, helps identify and remove inefficiencies from idea to deployment, mapping every delivery step. Value stream mapping, a visual diagram showing how value flows through a process. Highlight waste and delays for improvement, mapping software delivery from backlog to production, lead time, the total time from when a request is made to its delivery, measures how long customers wait for results. A bug takes 5 days from report to fix. Cycle time, the time it takes to complete a task once work begins, helps teams gauge efficiency and predictability. Coding and testing a story takes 2 days. Throughput, a number of work items completed in a time period, measures productivity and delivery rate. The team finishes 15 stories per sprint. Agile metrics, measurement that show how effectively a team is performing, guides decision making and process improvement. Velocity, cycle time, and defect rate are key matrices. Roadmap, a high level plan showing what features will be deployed and when, aligns stakeholders and sets long-term direction. The roadmap outlines quarterly future releases. Product discovery, the process of exploring ideas to find valuable solutions, ensures the team builds product users actually need. Running users interviews before starting development. Customer journey, the full experience a customer has with a product or service helps teams design more satisfying user experiences, mapping how users sign up, use, and rate the app. Persona, a fictional character representing a typical user, keeps the team focused on real user needs. Sarah, a busy mom, wants to shop quickly on her phone. Our value proposition, the main benefit a product offers to its users. clarifies why customers should choose your product over others, save time managing your finances in one easy app, prioritization, deciding which items should be done first based on value, ensures the team focuses on the most impactful work, fixing a login bug before adding new features. Mask helmet or the prioritization technique. Must have, should have, could have, would have. Helps manage expectations and resources. Payment system is a must have. Dark mode is a could have. WSJF, wait shortest job first. A method, weighted, weighted shortest job first. A method to prioritize work by value, cost, and urgency. Ensures teams focus on high value, low effort tasks first. Choosing to fix a major customer pain point before minor features. Epic breakdown. Splitting large features into smaller user stories makes big tags easier to estimate and deliver. Breaking user profiles into edit profile and upload picture. Backlog grooming, another term for backlog refinement, reviewing and updating backlog items, keeps the backlog clean, relevant, and ready for sprint. The team removes outdated items during refinement. Agile estimation, evaluating the size or effort of a task relative to others, helps with sprint planning and capacity management, comparing a login page task 3 points to a dashboard 8 points. Planning poker, a collaborative estimation technique using cards with numbers, promote discussion and shared understanding of effort. Each team member reviews their story point estimate at once. Relative estimation, comparing tasks against each other instead of using time. Reason reduces biases and speeds up planning. This story is twice as hard as a sign up page. Fibonacci sequence, a numerical pattern 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 used for estimating complexity, reflects natural increases in uncertainty as work grows, assigning 5 points to medium work and 13 to complex work. Retrospective action item, a concrete task the team agrees to improve after a true retrospective. Turns lessons into measurable changes. Hold shorter daily scrums is added as action item. Sprint capacity. The total amount of work the team can handle in a sprint prevents overcommitment and burnout. The team's capacity is 40 story points this sprint. Spike solution, a prototype created to test or validate an approach, reduces risk before full development, building a quick proof of concept for a new API. Story mapping, organizing user stories visually to show users' journeys and priorities, gives teams a holistic view of features and flow, mapping sign up, browse, purchase as user steps. Product goal alignment, ensuring all sprint work contributes to the long term product goal, keeps short term work focused on long term outcomes. Each sprint target improving user engagement metrics. Roadmap review, revisiting the product roadmap to update priorities, maintains alignment with business and market changes, moving a planned feature earlier due to customer demand. Definition of value, a shared understanding of what value means for the product, ensures every task contributes meaningfully. Value question, features that improve customer satisfaction scores. Agile mindset, a way of thinking that embraces change, collaboration, and learning, drives behavior more than just following agile processes. A team welcomes feedback and adjusts plans regularly. Servant leader, the leader who supports the team rather than commanding them. Okay, so builds trust and autonomy among team members. A manager removes blockers instead of assigning blame. Team norms, agreement about how the team will work together, encourages respect, consistency, and accountability. No phones during meetings or align or always update task status. Collaboration, working together to reach shared goals, combines skill and ideas for better results. Developers and designers brainstorm together before a sprint. Feedback loop, the cycle of delivering work, getting feedback and improving enables faster learning and higher quality results. Users test a new feature and the team improves it next sprint. So at this point, I think we are going to take a short break. Then when we come back, we now start on 101. Be right back. Hello, welcome back. We're going to start, but before we do, I would love to encourage those tuning in. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, share, comment. It is a way of encouraging us to do more. So, starting with 101, that is transparency. So, open sharing of work, progress, and challenges builds trust and allows better decision making. So the team updates their board daily so everyone can see progress. Inspection, regularly checking work to spot issues early. Ensures continuous quality improvement, reviewing code during sprint to catch bugs early. Adaptation, adjusting plans based on inspection and feedback, keeps the product aligned with reality and user needs. Changing sprint priorities after user testing reviews, new insights. Time boxing, fixing a maximum time limit for an activity, keeps meetings and work focused and predictable. The daily scrum lasts exactly 50 minutes. Sprint cancellation, ending a sprint before its plan finished, prevents wasting effort or irrelevant goals. The product goal changes, making current work obsolete. Burn up chart, a graph showing total work completed over time, tracks progress towards the release goal. The chart line rises as stories are completed. Burndown chart, a graph showing remaining work in a sprint or project, visualizes progress and predicts if goals will be met. The line drops as tasks are finished. Velocity trend, a record of how much work the team completes per sprint, helps forecast future delivery capacity. Team average 30 story points each sprint. Product feedback, user or stakeholder inputs on delivered features, guides product improvement and prioritization. Customers request simpler navigation after using a better version. Acceptance test, a test confirming a story meets defined criteria, ensures delivered work satisfies business needs. Users can reset password passes all acceptance tests. Pair programming, two developers working together on one task improves code quality and shared knowledge. One code while the other reviews in real time. Cross-functional team, a group with all skills needed to deliver an increment, reduces dependencies and handoffs. Oh, designers, developers, and testers all in one team. Self-organizing team, a team that decides how best to complete its work, promotes ownership and innovation. Developers choose their own tools and approach. Incremental delivery, delivering the product in small usable pieces, reduces risk and provides fast feedback, releasing one feature at a time instead of the whole app. Iterative development, building, testing, and improving through repeated cycles encourages learning and adaptation. Each sprint refines the app based on prior feedback. MVP, minimum viable product, the simplest version of a product that delivers value. Test ideas before heavy investment. A basic version of an app with only the main feature. Release increment, a collection of completed increment ready for users, ensures every release adds real value. Version 2.0 includes 5 new user stories, continuous integration, continuous deployment. We've gone through this before. DevOps, a culture combining development and operations for faster delivery, reduces silos and improves reliability. Developers and system admins collaborate on deployment. Agile Release Train Act, a group of agile teams working together on one value stream. Scale agile for large organizations. 10 Scrum teams collaborate on a shared platform. PI, planning, program increment planning. A big room planning event in safe, scaled agile aligns multiple teams on shared goals. Teams plan their next 10 weeks of work together. Scaled Agile Framework, SAFE, a framework for applying Agile's principles across large enterprises, coordinates many teams and complex systems. A global company adopts SAFE for its entire product line. Scrum of Scrums, a meeting where multiple Scrum teams synchronize, ensures coordination across related teams, representatives, share blockers affecting shared work. Nexus Framework, a scaling approach that manages multiple Scrum teams on one product, keeps larger projects aligned while staying agile. Three teams collaborate on one integrated product, save core values, alignment, building quality, transparency, and program execution, guides behavior and decision in large-scale agile. Teams focus on alignment over competing priorities. Agile portfolio management, managing multiple projects using agile principles, prioritizes investment based on value and flexibility. Portfolio managers allocate funds to high impact initiatives. OKR, objectives and key results, a goal setting framework linking vision to measurable results, aligns teams with business objectives. Objective improve user engagement, key result, plus 30% retention. Agile governance guides guidelines that balance flexibility with accountability, maintains control without slowing agility, requiring a lightweight review before major releases. Agile budgeting, allocating funds to teams or value streams, not fixed projects, support flexibility and ongoing value delivery. Funding a product team for continuous improvement, TDD, test driven development, writing tests before writing the code, ensures code meets requirements from the start, writing a test for a login function before coding it. Behavior driven development, defining software behavior using plain language scenarios, improves collaboration between business and tech. Giving a user logs in, they should see their dashboard. Refactoring, improving existing code without changing its function, keeps code clean and maintainable. We've done this before. Technical excellence, commitment to quality coding and design, reduces defects and improves long-term agility, using code reviews to maintain high standards. Sustainable pace, working at a speed that can be maintained indefinitely, prevents burnout and supports consistent output. Avoiding overtime during sprint crunches. So, team empowerment, giving teams authority to make decisions, boost motivation and accountability. Developers decide how to split storage, not management. Psychological safety, a culture where team members feel safe to speak up, encourages innovation and honest feedback. A tester raises a concern without fear of blame. Conflict resolution, addressing disagreements constructively, keeps teams healthy and productive. Team members discuss workload issues openly in retro. Agile leadership, leading by enabling, not controlling, foster trust and self-organization. A leader removes blockers instead of assigning tasks. Product roadmap alignment, ensuring sprint aligned with product strategy, keeps short-term work tied to long-term vision. Sprint goals align with upcoming roadmap milestones. Continuous feedback, regular input from users and stakeholders improves product market fit and quality. Gathering customer feedback after each release, value delivery, providing meaningful results to the customer, focuses efforts on what truly matters, releasing a new feature that saves users time. Agile Matrix Dashboard, a visual display of team performance matrices, promotes data-driven improvement, showing velocity cycle, time, and defect trends on one screen. Impediment log is a record of blockers affecting progress, ensures issues are tracked and resolved quickly. The Scrum Master logs and removes deployment issues. Agile retrospective tools, apps, or methods for running retrospectives makes a reflection and improvement easier, using mirror of fund retro for team retros. Incremental funding, investing in product increment as value is proven, reduces financial risk and encourages learning. Funding expands after a successful MVP. Innovation Sprint, a sprint dedicated to experimentation and new ideas, encourages creativity and technical growth. The team spends a week testing AI integrations. Customer centricity, putting customers' needs at the core of all work, ensures product deliver real value and satisfaction. Futures prioritize based on customer feedback. Release retrospective, a reflection after multiple sprints or a major release. Evaluate long-term success and areas to improve, reviewing matrices after a quarterly product launch. Agile culture, A work environment that embraces collaboration, learning, and adaptability, sustains agility beyond processes and tools. Teams freely experiment, share feedback, and iterate quickly. Product life cycle, all stages a product goes through from idea to retirement, helps teams plan development, maintenance, and evolution. A mobile app moves from MVP to update and finally sunset. Agile ceremonies, the key Scrum meeting that structure teamwork. We've done this before. That is a daily Scrum planning, review, and retro. Sprint backlog refinement. We've done this before. A process of you refining your backlog, that updating sprint tasks during the sprint to stay aligned. Ready backlog in item, a story that means the division of ready ensures smooth sprint execution. Story has clear requirements and no dependencies. Done increment, a product increment that means the division of done guarantees high quality and usable outcomes. A new search feature passes all tests and reviews. Empirical feedback loop, learning cycle based on transparency, inspection, and adaptation drives continuous improvement through evidence. Team adjusts sprint goal after analyzing review feedback. Product analytics, data showing how users interact with a product informs better decisions and improvement. Analytics show users drop off during sign off flow. Burn down rate, the speed at which remaining work is completed, indicates whether the team will finish on time. 10 points burn down per day in a 2-week sprint. Release velocity, a average delivery speed across multiple sprints, helps forecast long-term delivery capacity. Team delivers 120 points every 4 sprints. Product roadmap milestone, a key goal or event in a roadmap timeline, tracks progress towards major deliveries. Better launch marked as a Q3 milestone. Agile charter, a short document defining purpose, roles, and goals for an agile team, establishes clarity and alignment from the start. Team charter includes mission, working agreement, and vision. Agile release planning, planning multiple sprints from a product release, provides structure without overcommitting. Mapping 4 sprints leading up to a new version launch. Story acceptance criteria. Conditions that must be met for a story to be accepted ensures clarity and shared understanding. User must receive email after registration. User journey mapping. We've done this before. Visualizing how users interact with a product end to end helps identify pain points and opportunities. Product discovery workshop, a section to brainstorm and validate new ideas, ensures teams build the right thing before coding. The team uses design thinking to test product concept. Custom validation, testing an idea or future with real users, confirms the product meets customer needs. Running beta tests before full launch. Continuous learning, ongoing improvement of team skills and processes, keeps teams adaptable and innovative. Developers attend training after each project. Agile retrospective themes, focused topics for retrospective like teamwork or quality, keeps discussions structured and productive. This retro focuses on improving sprint planning. Product owner empowerment, allowing the product owner to make final decisions on priorities, speeds up decisions and clarifies ownership. Product owner prioritizes stories mid-sprint based on feedback. Team velocity forecasting, predicting how much work the team can complete, helps with sprint planning and stakeholder expectations. Forecasting 25 points based on the last 3 sprints. Agile ceremonies cadence, the regular rhythm of agile meetings, keeps teams consistent and focused. Sprint review every 2 weeks on Friday. Agile coaching model, framework for guiding teams towards self-sufficiency, ensures consistent improvement and learning. Coach uses observe, reflect, guide with teams. Scrum values, commitment, focus, openness, respect, and courage shape how teams behave and collaborate. Team members openly admit blockers during stand-ups. Release dates, summary of changes or features in a release, keep users informed and engaged. Version 1.5 adds dark mode and fixes logging issues. Sprint retrospective goal. The main focus for a sprint retrospective makes the section actionable and focused. Identify one improvement for communication. Agile documentation, lightweight, useful documentation supporting agile work, balances clarity with flexibility, updating user stories in Confluence instead of long manuals. Backlog prioritization section, meeting to reorder and clarify backlog items, keeps product development focused on value. Product owner prioritizes based on new customer data. Sprint planning capacity check, assessing how much work the team can realistically take on. Prevent overloading the team, accounting for holidays before committing to stories. Agile quality assurance, testing integrated into every sprint. Ensures defects are caught early and continuously. QA tests every new feature before the sprint review. Incremental improvements loop cycle of building, measuring, and improving encourages steady progress and learning. Tweaking UX design based on analytics data. Sprint calendar, a shared view of key dates and agile ceremonies, keeps everyone synchronized and accountable. Calendarly sprint start, review, and retro dates. Product owner backlog refinement. Product owner reviewing backlog outside sprint meetings, keeps backlog updated between sprints, removing obsolete items before sprint planning. Agile mindset training sections teaching agile principles and behaviors, builds a shared understanding across the organization. Workshop on responding to change over following a plan. Team retrospective action plan, a follow-up list of agreed improvement turns into insights into real changes, limit sprint work in progress to reduce multitasking. Agile tool chain, a set of digital tools supporting agile delivery, improves transparency and collaboration. Jira for tracking, Slack for communication, GitHub for code. Product vision alignment, ensuring all work connects to the overall vision, keeps teams moving in the same direction. Each feature supports the goal of simplifying the online payment. Team working agreement, shared rules for how the team operates, encourages consistency and mutual respect. We always review code before merging. Sprint demo preparation, getting ready to present the increment to stakeholders, ensures a smooth and professional review section. The team rehearses showcasing new features before the review. Stakeholder communication plan, schedule for updating and engaging stakeholders, builds trust and transparency. Weekly email summarizing after the sprint reviews. Agile governance board, a group ensuring agile practices align with company strategy, balances flexibility with accountability. The board reviews key metrics each quarter. Agile KPI, key performance indicator, a measurable indicator of agile success, tracks progress towards goals, sprint predictability or lead time. Customer feedback loop, ongoing process of collecting and acting on user input, keeps product development customer driven. Post-release surveys guide and the next sprint focus. Retrospective check-in, opening round where team members share how they feel, builds openness and sets tone for discussion. Each member rates the sprint 1 to 5 before starting. Sprint outcome review, assessing whether sprint goals were achieved, ensures accountability and learning. The team reviews completed stories versus planned ones. Product backlog ownership, responsibility for maintaining backlog health, keeps priorities aligned and current. Product owner updates backlog weekly. Agile health check, an assessment of a team's agile maturity, identify strength and improvement areas, monthly survey on teamwork, delivery, and learning. Product increment acceptance, formal approval of completed features, confirms the increment meets business goals. Product owner accepts the search filter future post review. Continuous delivery pipeline, automated steps from code to deployment, speeds up releases and reduces human error. Code automatically builds, tests, and deploys via Jenkins. Agile community of practice, a group that shares agile knowledge across teams, encourages learning and consistency organizational wide. Scrum Masters meet monthly to share lessons. Agile mindset culture, an environment where experimentation and learning are encouraged, sustains agility beyond frameworks, and grows. Teams celebrate lessons from failed experiments as progress. So we have come to the end of our glossary for Agile Scrum. Hope you enjoy this and hope this would be of great help to you for your exams or even at work or for your interviews. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share.